Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema. Sit down. It is Friday. It's not Thursday, and it's not dark, and it's not very early. It's about quarter after 8. I'm a full day, feels like a full week behind. Now this video will come out second, but because it's the first one I'm shooting, this is where I'm gonna say these things. My grandma passed away on Monday. I usually don't struggle too much when it comes to any of my grandparents that have passed, because all of them were failing in health and, definitely moving on to a better place. But it always sucks. And then I think just with everything that's happened this year, losing my sister, losing my dad's father, and now my mom's mother, which were the last two grandparents I had, knocked me for a loop. Between being home and in Stanford, Jersey's always my home, man. But between being those two places, I don't really leave too many couches, and just haven't really been here. So being that I'm already behind on stuff, I don't want to fall too far behind. So kind of today was the day I kind of marked as like I got myself going, get caught up with work, and get caught up with some Seaman stuff. Got a lot of Seaman things to do, man. But I did want to just take a brief moment, let you guys know why I've been so quiet. I don't think I've posted anything since I posted last week's reaction to this show, which I didn't even post until I think Monday. And that was my, how do I get my head out of myself? But Monday afternoon through yesterday, just not great. So, man, I miss you. Love you. Hope you and Pop are dancing away. I know that man's probably been waiting a long time, been almost 10 years. But yeah, so that's where I've been. Now we're gonna shake all of that off. Yeah, it's been a tough year, but you know what? This tough year has also given me a lot of joy because of, things that exist in the realm of Marvel and Star Wars. And this show for me is on a little bit of a downturn. The last two episodes have been my least two favorite from the season, but I think there's lots of room for potential and room to jump right back up to those early episodes, because I feel like that big piece of the story that we're missing, we haven't really gotten into yet. Going all the way back to the Wrecking Crew. So let's not waste any more time. Why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat. We are getting ready, of course, to take a watch and dive in, spoiler filled, into She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. And I didn't pull it up. It's, that's my bad. So I don't know what the... Wait, come on, man. It's not even in... Alright, there we go. I was like, it's not even in the top rail. I went backwards because last week it was back in the rail. But anyway, we're getting ready to take a watch and dive in, spoiler filled, into She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, episode 6, Just Jen. We are down to 4 episodes left, and like I said, the Wrecking Crew, what Titania is really up to, if she's up to anything, all of these things that we kind of don't know or have had questions raised that came out at the beginning of the show, kind of haven't touched in the middle. So with 4 episodes left, I could see one more misdirect episode before we start maybe getting into Wrecking Crew and Daredevil things, even though they teased the Daredevil helmet last episode. I could see this being another one of those kind of one-offy episodes. Like I said, it feels kind of like they're going at this like you would a traditional, network courtroom show. And middle of most seasons, because they used to be 30, 40 episodes over the course of 7, 8, 9 months. You usually kind of have a lull in the middle where it's not as where you want, but doesn't mean that it's gonna follow that. But I don't know. Based on the synopsis, Jen is a bridesmaid in a friend's wedding, a stressful event compounded by uniquely She-Hulk issues. I'm very, very intrigued. So let's see what we're doing, man. I don't want to waste any more time. I've been talking quite a bit here. So let's get ourselves nice and comfy. There we are. Get the old episode up there for you guys. And like I said, wasting no more time. Let's dive in and take a look at She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. The episode is 6 and the title is Just Jen, but we didn't get to see any of the transforming styled clothing that Jen picked up, and I wonder, being at a wedding, if that could be one of the things that could be what the last one was that Luke gave her, or if it's like the actual, like what actual her suit is. But nevertheless, let's dive in, take a watch of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, Episode 6, Just Jen. And we are playing.
Thunderball, did you get it? No. I couldn't pierce that nasty green skin.
Previously on She-Hulk.
The court finds in favor of She-Hulk.
This isn't over, Hater.
Alright, so it's an interesting bit of things there in the previously on. Bringing back the Wrecking Crew, so I wonder if we are going to finally start to scratch the surface of whatever that storyline is. But reminding us that they were trying to pierce her skin, probably for some sort of DNA or blood sample. So maybe that could be being brought back in this episode as they tee that up. We haven't seen that stuff since episode 3. The Titania stuff, mentioning her, She-Hulk's dating life, we're going to a wedding, so I'll be interested to see what's at play there. And what was the one other thing? I don't remember what the other thing was, but I think this one's going to be about Jen's blood in some way, or the end of the episode. Oh, this feels like a Titania bit. Will you be my bridesmaid?
Oh, goody.
No, Jen, you don't need to bring a Luke Jacobson business suit. I want to see the super suit that he made you.
What?
Alright, so it is a suit. It was the super suit. Okay. And it is actually one of Jen's friends, which is so strange that...
At the dress that Luke made me.
The rehearsal did.
Oh, she had Luke make...
Oh, so you're going to look hot. As Shulky? Yes, that is a reason to go to the wedding.
Yes.
Shulky?
Real talk. Why does anyone have a wedding on a Thursday?
So Lulu's an old friend from high school. She's
Ew.
like...
Comic fans, tell me who Lulu is, if that's actually a person from the comics.
So why are you a bridesmaid?
Because I think she just felt obligated to ask me. And I felt obligated to say yes, because how do you say no to being a bridesmaid?
You just say no. It's going to give me the opportunity to work so much closer with Miss Mallory.
Ooh, are we gonna get a Nikki Mallory beeline?
Yes, it's a self-contained wedding episode, and if you think this is happening at an inconvenient time in the season, you're right, because that's how weddings always are. But I'm gonna look great, so let's go.
Alright, son of a bitch. They teased things that I thought would be not, but gonna be a self-contained wedding episode. She feels so good while you're this wedding.
Jealousy, ain't no other girls telling me.
Look at her, she's so pissed. I invited Jen, not She-Hulk.
Wow, Jen! Everything about you is just working.
Thank you, Heather.
You really took that toned up for the big day workout plan seriously.
Yeah, I did.
Your ass looks crazy right now. Incredible. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Lulu. Oh my God.
Can I talk to you for a second? Can't believe you're doing this to me. What? Taking all the attention away from me with your...
No one's gonna be looking at me.
I don't want you to be all hulky at my wedding. Promise?
I promise. I will just show up as regular Jen at your wedding.
At your wedding. Nowhere else, just the wedding. I like that the actor tried to make it uncomfortable and awkward hugging her, because I feel like anytime you're interacting with Miss
Yeah, obviously this is the one time I didn't want to show up as just Jen.
But yeah, just Jen. Oh, it's fun.
Oh, so everyone's coupled up. Do I not have a groomsman?
Jen, we would not leave you hanging like that. Do you think we want our wedding to look insane? No, you're going to be walking with Jonathan. He's going to be at the ceremony tomorrow.
Jonathan is literally the best.
Oh,
Awesome. Okay.
Be interested to see who that is, or if it is someone just random. Okay, cool. We are gonna get a. All right, it's not a completely self-contained wedding episode.
Didn't you say your name was Craig Hollis?
It is, but I go by Mr. Immortal.
Oh, fun. Mr. Immortal.
I know that this is not your typical divorce case, but I really need you to help me out. I'm a good guy. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but you know, things go stale. But that is a tough conversation. I don't want to be married to you anymore. I find that you are emotionally suffocating me and you wear weird pajamas. Can you blame me for walking out into traffic during rush hour and putting an end to the whole issue right then and there?
Oh my God.
Are you saying that instead of having a conversation with your wife, you kill yourself to get out of the relationship?
Whoa. I don't kill myself. I'm immortal. I can't die.
You think that this woman who has a law degree doesn't know what immortal means?
Well, but in my case, I do die, but only in the legal sense. Kind of die.
Did you ever feel bad?
Oh, like I said, I'm a nice guy.
You said that.
Yeah, I mean,
This guy's the worst.
this is the most considerate way to end a marriage.
Considerate. That's not the word you're looking for.
No, you just
Wow.
don't know how to have any sort of confrontation whatsoever.
Oh, I thought to not be judgmental.
No, they just have to represent you.
Obviously,
I'm out.
ending
I'm
a
full on
relationship
that is
is
so messed
hard.
up.
But so is
any sort of
grieving the
personal
death of
growth,
a
right?
spouse.
No, I'm not
He's
sure
like-
who I should
he's
work.
Is there an insurance claim after any of the endings?
Oh, good God. Nice. Maybe it will be.
Well, at least now we know how he does.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. But does this mean no pug? I hate when we have no pug in episodes.
How are you? What have you been up to? What's going on?
Oh, actually, I'm the head of a new department at GLK&H, and as you saw, I now have superpowers.
No, I didn't mean any. I didn't want that. Like, are you dating a guy?
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Jo. You'll find someone. Don't feel bad.
Oh, I don't feel bad.
That's right. You know what? You still have a little bit of time.
Lulu, Team Edward or Jacob?
Oh my, let it.
The worst.
What the hell?
Titania.
I love that you never make any effort at all. What are you doing here? This is my friend's very real wedding. You can't pull your crap here.
Oh, okay. Well, I see the chit-chat is over. I happen to be dating a friend of the groom, and he invited me.
Titania.
Hey, girl. Hey.
You made it.
You're so busy, though. You have like
5,000 businesses.
She has weaseled her way into this wedding to mess with me. That is so obvious. Why does nobody else see that?
Oh, man.
You sound insane right now. Titania wouldn't just show up to my wedding, you know, try and kill you or something. I don't know.
I'm literally just here to celebrate the love of Lulu and her groom.
It's ridiculous.
Not everything is about you, Jennifer.
100% just started dating that guy to get to this wedding. I did not get the vibe that she had a boyfriend prior to this episode.
Sorry, I know this is a little weird.
Sorry.
I still haven't perfected the least awkward way to approach a stranger.
Ah, man, I can kind of mess with that. That's my approach. I'm really terrible at those, so lean into that. It works.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did they give you a +1 for this? Because I do not understand the metrics they used to decide.
So true.
I don't mind. See, my plan was to strike up a very normal conversation with a beautiful woman stuffing her face with candy nuts. And I'm very good at sticking to my plan.
Yeah.
I hope this guy doesn't turn out to be a douchebag.
Half the event staff is like quitting because of how I'm treating them. Do you think you could help me like clean some stuff up around here, straighten up, take up some of these empties, like tidy up?
His smile just seems suspicious, but that's just the way he is.
See you later.
Bye.
It also felt like a very clear way to mess with Jen.
And Paul conveniently disappears the day the bill came.
Well, I never saw a dime for raising Spencer Jr. alone.
Oh my God, look at all these.
Spent $10,000 on a New Orleans jazz funeral after Arnie accidentally swallowed a cyanide pill.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hear you.
None of these people put together that he's immortal.
Was because of me. My friend sent me a link to a video posted on that site, Intelligentsia.
The one for hateful man babies?
Anyway, you saw this man,
Intelligentsia.
and then he gets hit by like 4 different cars, and then he just gets up and walks away. I, of course, immediately recognized my idiot husband.
Oh boy.
Not only did you fake your own death multiple times, you also forged multiple fake identities.
God.
All of these spouses should be filing criminal charges.
I will never understand women.
I will get you the best possible deal under the circumstances. Don't touch me, but you're gonna have to pay.
Why are you smiling?
It's kind of fun.
I am a big fan of Mallory. She's been great.
Hey, so the groomsmen were playing Mario Kart and their shirts got all wrinkled.
What?
You're on ironing duty, right?
I am?
Yeah, go Bridespawn. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this whole thing is starting to feel like a setup. Like I said, man, that whole like be my bridesmaid thing felt very Titania.
Lucky, look who you get to walk down the aisle with.
He's so brave. We just had to resuscitate him this morning.
Jonathan. Of course.
And her groomsman is oh my god. Oh, this whole thing's been set up by Titania, no doubt in my mind. Maybe she didn't weasel her way into the wedding. She weaseled Jen to the wedding.
How about we split it evenly 8 ways and call it a day?
Very fair.
Generous and fair.
We were married for 18 years and she was only with him for 3. Why should she get the same amount as me?
Because I had a kid with this fool.
Why should we be punished for her mistake?
My son is not a mistake.
This is oh man. Nope, no jumping out the window.
Yo, what's going on, my party people? It's your boy, DJ Incredible.
He's hysterical.
$5.
Cash bar.
Of course. Well, what else am I gonna do for the next 4 hours?
I can very much relate. Being the single person at a wedding, you just gotta lean in. Just gotta lean into the dance.
So what we're gonna do, you are gonna be reimbursed for the Lake Lawn Mausoleum. Jazz funeral, so chic, I love your stuff. Taylor, you are gonna receive back pay for the 2 years that you quit your job to help Paul run a rare jade shop in Piedmont.
Oh, I love Nikki.
You are going to receive a sincere apology with the meaningful eye contact. Lasting at least 15 seconds. Their mantra? Never again. Yep.
Does that all work for you?
Does I have... Is that the absolute best you can do?
And so, Amy, that's 20 seconds of eye contact.
That seems... I truly did love each and every...
We are done here.
Miss Ramos, unconventional and excellent.
Right? Good mama. Bruce, where are ya? I'm trying to get a hold of you for weeks or months or days or whatever. Call me back, you ding dong.
She been doing all that dancing. This guy's only just now made his way over.
God.
Lulu had eaten you.
Oh no, I'm here. This is the most fun I've seen you have all weekend. Or Wednesday and Thursday.
Joshua.
Hammered.
I just wanted to come to one wedding and show that I was actually doing pretty good. Let me tell you a secret. Listen.
Oh yeah, I'm coming.
Okay, so I'm actually doing really so good. And I have a great job. Lawyer.
She's playing drunk wonderfully.
I'm really, really strong.
Yeah, hi kids.
Yeah.
Hi.
And you should see what my She-Hulk hair looks like.
Oh, I would love to see it.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone is always so saying about how She-Hulk is amazing. I just want to be amazing tonight.
Oh, poor Jen.
I think you're pretty great.
Please be the first guy.
You do?
I do this show to be decent. I want to like him. But again, a lot of stuff feels set up here.
Are you
Oh, no, it's happening.
Yeah, let it out, babe. Let it all out.
Was not ready for that.
Knew it. Obviously.
I literally said this isn't over. So now I am going to publicly destroy you. Oh, come on. I won that fair and square. Get over it. I don't get over anything.
Time to Hulk out, Jen.
Are you not gonna turn?
You know what? I can take you like this.
Face. That look of disdain, like you really gotta try to hammer it out.
Fun unless you're She-Hulk. Come on.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
I am not obsessed with you. You do not get to ruin everything for me for something that you don't even want. Something you don't even deserve. So now I am forced to prove it. So green up!
Interesting.
Just this one time I turned She-Hulk. Oh no, I forgot how to do it.
She is hammered. Oh god. She's trying to sit around maybe that. She's definitely drunk. Let's go.
We got a wedding!
Oh, here we go. Titania's been using her powers longer. This should be good. Dude, the electric slide. Oh, fantastic. You gotta know it. It's electric. What? Wait, is that... Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, you think this is funny? Are you showing your 11 followers on Instagram? Where are you going? And I'm taking this. This wedding sucks.
Very well backfired on Titania. Alright, so maybe it wasn't a Titania setup on Jen.
Oh, Lulu, I know I promised. She sucker punched me when I was throwing up. Like, who does that?
Oh my god. She-Hulk is at my...
Oh, she's that kind of drunk. Oh, alright. Can everybody have fun now? Or is the wedding just over? That whole wedding was so awkward.
And I just can't believe that guy got 8 different people to marry him.
Mm-hmm. You must not be single in Los Angeles.
I have been married a long time.
You're married?
Mm-hmm. 11 years this October.
What?
The day after my son's birthday.
And she's got a son.
You have a child. You have kids. Mallory book us.
That's enough questions.
Okay. Let's see here. What? Oh, wait. I gotta look at this. What is this? She-Hulk.
Slutty She-Hulk.
Wait, what the hell? Comma. She was so gross. She was 30. Ew.
Oh,
okay. I just copy and pasted what a bunch of guys have actually said to me on the internet. Accepted. Hashtag friends with bros.
Cancel She-Hulk.
Oh. This is... What? What is this? Mal, how do we kill She-Hulk? This is dark. We gotta talk to Jen.
No.
Is this what the Wrecking Crew is part of?
Why would you want to put that mess in her head?
It's not just that. Some of these are death threats.
Nikki, they're just trolls.
Any attention at all gives them what they want. Jen is better off. Just let her live her life.
That is true in this scenario.
It's called Intelligentsia, and it's...
Oh my god.
But Mallory said not to tell you because, you know, she said it would just make you feel bad and we should protect your headspace and let you live your life. I mean, you know, obviously I didn't do that. It's probably not even a thing. So just give me a call when you get this, and I love you so much.
Did we hit?
Yeah, it's it.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, good. I think this guy is actually a decent person, which is good. I like that. He reminds me of myself. Hey, someone's got cameras? developed a new one. Telling you, man, like when the show starts to get into like the MCU stuff, I it just pulls me right over. I'm also upset. What not this episode? I was hoping very random and just like abruptly stopped that way. So I hope we get one this week. Another puntless episode, which is rough. But Nikki and Mallory were freaking out. This, I don't know. I still don't think this is like the same. Wait. Is that Lulu kissing her cousin? 20 seconds of eye contact. Dude, the little art stuff at the back of it is so good. But can we talk about Adam and Lulu? Oh wait. Oh no. Adam and Lulu is never mind. That's what comes out of the thing every time. I'm gonna go back because I want to lay it out. Maybe I was just a random person. Dun 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 dun. Alright, any other tags? Nope. Alright, here we go. Come on. Give me post credit. And goes next. No, so now we're just done with the post credit scenes? That's so strange. I need somebody to explain that to me. God, it's so weird. Like, why just suddenly stop them? You'd have to imagine that the show will address it at some point. Very strange that there's no post-credits. It's almost like we're getting our post-credit in, like, that little tack-on at the end of the episode, which, like, why don't just chop that off and bump it over? Anyway, I get distracted very easily when there's no post-credits. They kill me. But I'll say this, man. Just Jen for me is more in the realm of episode 4. Is This Not Real Magic? Where, like, yeah, self-contained episode. At least this one, touched a little bit on the stuff that's going on. I mean, there's very clearly a group that is looking to get some She-Hulk blood. I probably feel like I should know who that group is, but I've got nothing, as I've said. My brain, not all there. But what's fun about this episode is it felt more, and again, look, this one was also 31 minutes, and this felt much more like episode 2, which was 31 minutes, and less like episode 5. I swear to you, man, that episode last week felt like it was like a 20-minute episode. It was just moving quick. But I think, again, something that we touched on last week, I just don't think the writing was as fleshed out or as solid as it could be. Whereas here, I felt like everything really worked like scene by scene, right? Like everything felt like it was flushed out, felt like it was going to the places that it should go and will go, or the things that you would do. And the fact, I think that's the other thing too, maybe that would have helped last week's episode, is the merging of Jen's storyline with the B storyline last week and kind of knocking Pug off. Like there were things that we were waiting for that we didn't get, right, at the end of that episode. Like we didn't get, like we saw it in the in the illustration, but like I don't know, the way that Mallory and Nikki are together the whole episode is kind of what I wanted for Pug and Nikki last week. And I think if we would have gotten that, it maybe would have felt a little bit more in the realm of like this episode on these short ones. But I'm honestly surprised that was 31 minutes because it felt a lot longer. I thought the comedy was great in this episode. Just like odd things, right? Like the invitation didn't feel like, if you were friends with Jen, the type of invitation you would give her. The like popping everything on her, like, oh, can you clean everything up? Oh, can you iron these shirts? Like, I kind of thought it was all gonna be a Titania thing to kind of just like publicly humiliate, and maybe it was, although that would have been a little bit messy if that was what the delivery was. But that being said, like the vibe at a wedding specifically when you are a single person. The first set of weddings for all of my buddies, like, happened very shortly after I was out of, like, a 4-year relationship. It felt weird. You know what I mean? Like, fortunately, it's with my actual friends. You know, Jen is seeing, like, a high school friend. My friends are high school friends, but I also see them routinely. You know, Jen hasn't seen this person for years, so, like, you kind of feel a little bit like a fish out of water. And fortunately for me, in my scenarios, like, large group of friends, some that are single, always able to have a good time. But there is, you know, at times when you're not in that realm. I was at one of the very first weddings I went to. It was my buddy Nick's, and, like, my ex-girlfriend was supposed to be at that wedding with me, and she wasn't. And, like, I knew my buddy and his wife and my buddy's kid, and, like, a couple of their friends, but I didn't, like, you know like, everybody. And you just kind of gotta lean into doing you. You know, like, if you're comfortable with yourself, at least you're gonna have fun. And then a lot of times that kind of rubs off. And my buddy Nick's wedding, I had a phenomenal time, you know, and found a dance partner, and, like, you just kind of kicked it, but leaned into just, you know, just be me. Like, nobody here knows you. Yeah, and just lean into having your own fun. And that's totally what Jen's doing. Jen got a little on the tipsy side, that kind of started to skate down that, like, oh man, like, the night was fun and now it's turning shitty, which I've also been there. So I thought they captured, like, all that stuff, like, what it's like to go to a wedding, specifically a wedding of someone you know, and not have a +1. It is weird. Like, I've had conversations with friends of mine about +1s to weddings that we've gone to, and been like, did you get a +1? No, me neither. You got a +1? How come you got a +1? Like, it is a strange mathematics these days on how you figure out where the +1 goes and who gets them. So I thought they pointed out all the things that you'd want to point out at a wedding. And then the Titania ad was solid, right? Like, it was fun to kind of see them having this little, you know, back and forth, and then finally get to the place where, like, even though Jen has been shit on the entire, like, last 24 hours, meets a guy, gets pulled into, I need you to clean everything up, finds out that the groomsman that she's going to be coupled up with is a dog that's dying. And then, like, to have to iron all their shirts, like, literally everything is just getting tossed on Jen, where she, I think, would have been valid to just flip She-Hulk out of spite, you know? But she doesn't. She tries to hold in. She tries to be a decent friend. Even though, you know, she's not really friends with any of these people anymore. And, like I said, if there's anything I had an issue with in the episode, it's some of that. It's like, why were we shitting on Jen if it wasn't directly tied to Titania? And then, like, why they just lean into, oh, I love She... Like, I almost feel like her friend knew Titania. Maybe I don't... Like, I feel like there was some sort of a conversation there, which led to some of the things that, like... Not necessarily the invitation, because I think that very much, like, sank up with the group, like, the bride. But it feels like, I don't know, Titania could have been weaseling her way in there on some of these, like, oh, we'll give her a dog for her grooms. Like, they felt like purposeful blows at Jen. And if that was attached to Titania, I wish that would have been just tied together a little bit. And then when Titania doesn't win, you know, you can just see, like, the bride being like, oh, I don't want to be attached to any of this because it backfired. Oh, I love She-Hulk. Like, it's, I couldn't, you know, like, obviously she was a little drunk, but, like, it almost felt like one of those. And that's the only piece of the episode for me that was kind of weird and a little wonky on the writing side. But otherwise, I really thought it was all, like, tight. It was clean. The back and forth between the wedding and the divorce case, I thought were really strong, and, like, in good spots. Like, broke up the episode in a really weird, not weird, a really solid way. And like I said, when you finally get to, like, She-Hulk's, like, first real fight, I like that Titania kind of pushed her a little bit. Titania clearly not as good at being super powered as I thought we might see her. But, you know, in a half-hour show, I get, like, you got a 5-minute fight. But it was really funny that, like, because there was a minute in her face where I was like, what is Titania got? Like, it almost felt like she was gathering herself to do something, and then just the most awkward-looking fall on your face. But when she came up and her teeth were all just gnarly and, like, my veneers fell off, I thought that stuff was just brilliant. Regardless, just with how vain they made the actual Titania, like it just fits so well to have her teeth get messed up and the way that they've used her. I'll be interested to see. I kind of think that maybe puts the Titania stuff to bed. Maybe not. I mean, Jamila Jamil's been phenomenal. She really got a chance to, I think, shine a little bit more in this episode. But it's one of those where, like, she hasn't been able to be, like, completely front and center. But just the little things that she's been doing. Some of the looks that she just gives Jen in the episode are phenomenal. So I'd be totally cool if there was, you know, Titania stuff toward the end. Like, she tries to come at She-Hulk one more time, and now She-Hulk's, like, hulking out in her super suit. And things like that. Like, I could be here for that, especially because, like, that felt like a good tease fight. There were some nice back and forths. You know, you got to see some classic She-Hulk type things. But, like, I could also see a better fight for the two of them to kind of finish that storyline. But if we don't go back to it, that's fine. The Mallory, like I said, the Mallory and Nikki stuff I thought was great. Using Mr. Immortal was just a stroke of genius, right? Like, here's a character that, you know, pops up occasionally. I want to say, like, he was in, like, one of the really low-rung Avenger comics back in the day. Like, you would have seen him in that. So, like, he is a complete, like, you know, much smaller character where, like, you bring him in and play with his character in that way. Absolutely hysterical. I mean, just how childish he is. It just felt like it was very spot on for, like, just the perfect way to use a character like that. Like, here's a nice nod to the comics. You know, here's somebody who I think technically was, like, a low-end Avenger. And, like, just one of those, like, a fun way to use a piece of IP. And having all of those women coming at him once they realized that he was faking his deaths, like, just can't have a confrontational conversation. So I just go kill myself because I will, you know, eventually get fixed back up depending on how bad the death is. So, like, I just thought that was hysterical. And then to see Mallory and Nikki both understand that, like, this guy should probably be getting criminal charges for all the fake identities and things that he's done, like, kind of want to just get this done quick. Like, you're an asshole, you gotta pay out, and that's it. You know, like, Mallory kind of, like, smiles, like, you know, but you're gonna have to pay. Trying to just get this one done quick and easy. And when that doesn't work, right, when Leigh's like, wait, we're gonna split. She was with him for 3 months. I was with him for 18 years. Like, how does that match? So to get to that spot where Nikki is on the table just breaking everything down, and like I said, Nikki has been such an easy character to love that you see that there, right? Like, all those women are just, like, totally on the Nikki train, and that stuff was great. And like I said, tease at the end, someone coming after She-Hulk's blood, and with a much bigger needle. Makes me wonder if we see the Wrecking Crew again next week. Makes me wonder if these last 3 episodes are really gonna tie in together, kind of on one overarching story, almost like a sweeps. Because you come out of, like, that winter lull in seasons, right? Because you usually have a break. I'm trying to think, man. It's been so long since I watched network TV, but there usually would be a break. There'd be kind of like a lull where you get a bunch of episodes that felt more one-off-ish, not stuff that's tying to the overall things that are set up at the beginning and the end of seasons on network television. And then you kind of get into, like, your sweeps. February sweeps would be where, like, you got your big celebrity guest stars, your biggest episodes, like, outside of the end of the season, like the thing that was teased up in the lead to the end. You get, like, all your big stuff for, you know, like, sweeps. And that kind of feels like what maybe these last 3 episodes will be, you know, kind of like all right, we've had our lull, now we're gonna put together, like, a prolonged multi-episode storyline that might just sync up, which also is how finales would work on network television as well. It just seems like with such a compressed area, there wasn't really a sweeps run, and like I said, there are a lot of network vibes to this. But it feels like whoever's coming after She-Hulk, that should hopefully be what the next 3 episodes are, and maybe we do get kind of a bookend where it's like we got 3 episodes at the front, it was really about all of them as we were setting everything up. Maybe now we'll get 3 episodes at the end that ties everything together really, really well. And when you go back and rewatch She-Hulk, you get these 3 episodes in the middle that are just kind of fun. Like I said, like, is this not real magic? Wasn't necessarily the best episode, but man, did I have a good time. And even in, rewatching and editing Mean Green and Straight Poured Into These Jeans last week, like, I did have more fun with the episode than I realized I did. But it was just like, it just felt like some of the storylines didn't feel capped correctly on the writing side. And then you get to Judge Jen, very much same type of vein of this last two episodes, just I think more a little bit in line with episode 4, where the storylines felt like they were kind of wrapped up and built correctly. Like, it felt like for a 31-minute episode, it had time to breathe. Where last week, I just felt like it was really, really, really moving. So, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that these last 3 episodes really pick it up, but for me, considering what we've got in the last couple episodes, I think this is a nice bounce back from episode 5. Feels more like the vein of episode 4. I probably like it a little bit more than that, but, if we're going to figure that out, why don't you get them C-Maniacs up? Yes, sir. Like I said, I love the wedding storyline. I think there was a lot of fun for Tatiana Maslany to have in this episode. And again, someone who's been so phenomenal with her expression acting, being at the wedding, being in the position that she's in at the wedding, gives her a lot of opportunities to express, and some of her faces are phenomenal. I love the connection she had with that random dude who, by all accounts, turned out to be like the first decent guy that she has spent time with on the show, outside of Pug, because I love Pug, who was missing from this episode, which is a bit of a knock. Very similar to episode 4, but the B-line we get here, I think, really fills in there. But I like that dude was not an asshole. Gave Jen kind of like it's one of these things where Jen wanted to go to this wedding and just be like, man, as Jen, I'm doing really well. I don't have to be She-Hulk. And to have a guy finally invest in Jen, not She-Hulk. Like, had fun. Like, it was cool to see you transform into She-Hulk. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing your She-Hulk hair, but, like, I'm not here for She-Hulk. I'm here for you, which, like I said in that dating run, I don't understand these people who are just like, yeah, Tatiana Maslany is not for me. Crazy. So I'm glad that guy ended up being a decent dude. It'd be fun if we saw him come back in an episode, in like one of the smaller storylines. Like, it'd be fun to see him pop back up. But I thought all the stuff at the wedding really worked. The build up, while there's some wonky things happening to Jen and stuff going on with Titania that kind of felt like it was maybe purposeful, and it doesn't really play out that way. Little wonky there, but outside of that, all of the Jen and Titania stuff was great. Mini little fight, but it was a lot of fun. Like, for that brief bit of time we got, Jamila Jamil continues to be really, really excellent, and I think this is the most she's really gotten to shine. And some of the looks, you talk about expressive acting, some of the looks she's given Jen throughout are fantastic. The Mallory and Nikki stuff, great. I mean, what a divorce case using Mr. Immortal. Really used that character in a way that worked for this type of show and this type of take. Having him jump out the window on Mallory and Nikki was hysterical. And one of those things where it's like that B-line I thought was much stronger this week. Felt more in line with what you kind of had going on with episode 4, and these in the stretch of 3 that have kind of been one-offish. And again, I like at least that in this one, the fourth wall breaking, addressing a little bit more directly, like, yeah, it's gonna be a self-contained wedding episode at a poor time, because I'm sure you're all waiting to get back into it, but like I said, it seems like that's been intentional, and I think that played a little bit better this time. So for me, I'm gonna go back up to 3.5. Same score as episode 4. I did like this one, I think, a little bit more. The comedy and just the flow of the episode really meshed, but I think it's right on par with episode 4 for me. So I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5 C-Maniacs. That's everything I've got on She-Hulk Attorney at Law, episode 6, Just Jen. I think pretty much everything in this episode works. Little wonky writing, but like very easily forgivable. Still a little upset that there was no Pug in this episode. He keeps getting sidelined more than I wish he would. But, like, it is what it is. At least when he comes back, it always makes me excited. And the no post-credit thing is starting to get weird. And also, I didn't touch on Intelligentsia. It's a really interesting concept and definitely touches on some very real-world things and feels like something that might have a broader spectrum. Like, we were looking at the She-Hulk stuff there, but I think if you start to expand that, the type of vibe I'm getting in the world that we currently live in, this is totally something that I think could tie into Captain America. Just a little, completely forgot to talk on that Intelligentsia stuff, but that kind of like, that type of website that can cultivate that much hatred feels like if you start to spread it on a bigger scale than just someone going after She-Hulk, you know, I think there's stuff to play with there, and that in a New World Order kind of scenario, I could see maybe that being the building blocks to get there, and maybe somehow Intelligentsia leans into whatever medical corporation, like I said, you comic book fans hit me up, that's trying to get She-Hulk's blood. But that's it, man. Those are all my thoughts for real now. I'ma shut up. Now it's your turn. I want to know what you're thinking. Was this a bounce back episode for you? I saw some people who liked 5 more than 4. So was this a bounce back episode out of this group of 3? What did you like or dislike about this episode? Are you really craving some of that like She-Hulk stuff? Like, it feels like we've been dancing and teasing around like a real breakout for She-Hulk, but maybe is that something you're getting a little impatient about? I think that's purposeful. And you know, are you feeling that maybe it's a purposeful move to do some of the things that they're doing? Where do you see this going? Like I said, if you know who this science group is, I got nothing, man. My brain is fried. But if you have a vibe or an idea of who that group might be, help a guy out. Let me know if you got any theories on where you think we're going. Could Intelligentsia be something that's a lot bigger than just this targeting of She-Hulk? How do you feel the show handles some of the real-world vibes that slips in here? Anything you got, man, on She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, Episode 6, Just Jen, leave it down below in the comments section. I'll look forward to talking to you guys down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with C-Man as we approach next Wednesday in the last 3 episodes of She-Hulk. See me try to get back on the train. I'm sure some of you guys are already leaving comments down below. Thank you. I always appreciate the love and support that you guys show me when I'm going through tough times, and this year has been a particularly tough one for me. But I always appreciate the support. You guys don't ever waver or run away when I disappear for like a week or a week and a half and the content drops. But I'm trying to get the content back up. Might be after this weekend. I've got some plans, but yeah, next week, you want to be here to see what we're getting up. We got to finish The Sandman. I'm getting ready to literally just binge watch all of them. I've been going episode by episode by episode, but I feel like the story that we're diving into is a little bit more contained, or a little bit more, it's a little larger than the other episodes, so I think I'm going to just watch them all back to back to back to back. So if you want to be here to see me finally finish The Sandman stuff, you just dig my vibe, you want to show a little love and support the old C-Man, well, hey, come join C-Maniac Nation. It's super easy. All you got to do, jump over there, man, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell if you want those alerts so you know when new videos are coming. And until next time, for the C-Man Cinema Sit Down, I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace. Oh, hey, what's going on? You must be sticking around because you're looking for more content featuring this guy. Well, guess what? You're in the right place. You can check out more videos right here and right here. And if you have and you want to come join that C-Maniac Nation, you can hit that subscribe right over there.